Hi folks, welcome to Follow the Leader, a podcast focused on telling character-driven stories through the use of GM-less tabletop games where we can all take the lead. You can find us on Twitter and Tumblr at FTLcast. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/FTLcast. If you're listening to this, you're on our Patreon, so congratulations, you're already one step ahead. Today we're going to be playing Spindlewheel by Sasha Renaud. For those of you who are new to this game, here are the basics. Spindlewheel is a tarot-like storytelling game where you weave a story from card to card. We're going to be playing the Festival edition of Spindlewheel, which is best suited for one-shots, whole worlds invented and concluded in a single session, and is also best suited for playing GM-less, although this game can also be played GM'd. You can find the open beta of this game, which we are playing right now, at tinyurl.com/spindlewheelopenbeta. That's SPINDLEWHEEL, and all of that, the whole thing, no spaces whatsoever in it. I'm Kales. You can find me on Twitter at Citadel of Swords. You can find my games at citadelofswords.itch.io. You can find Sasha's games, before I forget. You can find Sasha's, the dev blog Twitter for this game at tcabbage, and I can't remember their personal Twitter, so I'll plug that at the end. Playing with me today, I've got...
Hello, my name is Zachary Lee Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at ObfuscatingGod, and I have no other websites to plug at this time.
Excellent. Our lines, which are things we absolutely do not want to see.
Wait, what about the other players?
What? It's just the two of us, Zachary.
Oh shit, it's just the two of us!
It's just the two of us!
We're fucking it up this time!
We're throwing out the entire format.
Playbook, gone. Sorry, lines and veils.
That was really good, though.
Gotta get you on your toes.
Our lines, which are things we absolutely do not want to see, are homophobia and transphobia, racism, sexism, violence against children and animals, sexual assault, domestic violence or intimate partner violence, and unwanted pregnancy. Our veils, which are things we're fine with addressing but we'll just fade to black on, are steamy situations and graphic descriptions of bodily harm and terminal illness. Now that we've got all that, let's get started.
Woo.
Spindlewheel. Sasha's rules for this game are thorough, very thorough. So I am going to start with our objective, our agenda. I'll run very, very quickly through our safety measures, and then we'll throw ourselves right into world building.
Sick.
So, the objective of the game is to tell a satisfying story. Your character might win wealth and respect and come away from the adventure a better person. They might crash and burn and end the story as a warning to others. Both are victories if they fit the story you've told and bring satisfaction to you as a storyteller. Our agenda is: everyone at the table is responsible for the story you're telling together. Play to find out what happens. Listen to your friends and be generous with your questions. Build on what came before and leave room for mysteries to unfold. Use a small, hard details like rock candy, phrase graciously lent by Sonia Natasha, and take rewards hard-earned and wounds well-deserved. I love the rock candy line so much, so attribution obviously is necessary. So this is an interpretive tarot similar storytelling game.
On the Roll20 there's one more thing on the agenda. Which is that interesting choices are better than good ones. In the words of Miss Frizzle, take chances, make mistakes, get messy.
Oh yeah. Fuck
Hell
yes. Yeah. Love that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So Sasha wrote the entire Spindlewheel deck, the main deck, as it were. So that's the deck that we're going to be using, because I love their words so much. So then the doc goes into stuff about interpretation, safety, and courtesy. This game uses the X card as a safety measure. If something makes you uncomfortable in any way, tap the X card and we'll replace it with something better. Cards can be discarded here for the same reason. If you're just unsure of what to make of a card, read it to the group and ask for suggestions. Other people can make proposals, but only the person playing the card can define it. Sasha also talks about bleed, which is very, very common in tarot-based storytelling games. Bleed is when real-life feelings, thoughts, relationships, and physical states spill over into their characters and vice versa. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something to be aware of since the unexpectedly dark cards. Take care of each other and don't be afraid to discard cards if they don't fit the tone of your story. Love to talk about bleed. And then it's a lot of, like, doing check-ins, review the stuff that you've done, revisit things that you're not sure about, and revise if you really are kind of like, let's dial this back. The story we're going to weave is a living document. It's not chiseled in stone, but woven on a loom, where you can smooth out snags and reweave mistakes, tie off dead ends and start with entirely new threads, or revitalize a forgotten pattern. It is mutable and flexible, and will come away from alterations a better story for it. If nothing needs to be changed, the check-in is great for flagging things you're excited about, expand with details you've just thought of, and celebrate the cool things your friends just added to the story. God, there's so much good shit in this text. Like, the entire first, 5 pages is just safety. Okay. To play Spindlewheel, you will need a large flat surface. Or a Roll20. The board cards, cheat sheets, and a Spindlewheel deck, which we have. So, what we're going to do, the way that we start is we deal 6 cards onto the world facets. There are 6 places... there's 6 spots for cards to go for the world itself. The core, the crossing, the desire, the plan, the bane, and the boon. And then I'll talk about the fates after. So I'll go into all of that, but for now...
Oh, then that's the... Okay. Wow, there's a whole lot of shit on
yeah,
there.
it's sure going for it. Since I'm not technically the GM on this is Sasha's Roll20, I'm just gonna draw the cards and then just drop them onto the thing. Gotta love this. So I'm just going in order. So this is... Oh, did you just move that?
Yeah.
Cool. So, and...
Oh.
Whoops.
Which one is that supposed to be in?
That one's supposed to be where it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoops. I would normally
So
deal all of these face down, but okay.
Oh, okay.
So, but since I can't deal, I can only draw. It'll be fine. So I have this is like a very, very visual game, so Zachary and I can see this, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading. Whoops. So I'm gonna move the crossing card down a little bit because we can.
Can we not shuffle it either?
Nope.
Okay.
It's okay. It is shuffled fairly, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
So our core, and we're gonna go in and we're gonna draw our own cards for the characters because we know what they're like. So each Spindlewheel card has 2 sides to it, and we can decide which side we want to have be most prominent in this situation. So our world's core, the card that we drew is Oathbound, a precedent, a familial tie, the water of the womb, or a surrogate, a found family, the blood of the covenant. Crossed with, it's crossing, so the core card is crossed with another card, which expresses, which complicates the core. So our crossing is a resurgence of life, nature reclaiming abandoned places, or interloping opportunist, a greedy and jealous invader. This is really fucking funny to me.
Why is it funny?
Because we're playing in the city of Gulls.
Oh, are we? Okay.
I was thinking that we were going to play in the city of Gulls.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I was thinking...
I knew our characters, but not the setting.
I was thinking we were going to play in the City of Gulls, and it's extremely funny to me that we drew Overgrowth, given that it's a green apocalypse.
Sure.
And it is a world that is overgrown with nature.
Uh-huh.
So
It's also something funny about Steady and Oathbound, a precedent, a familial tie, the water of the room, which it cannot possibly relate to anything that's actually been said on this on podcast. You remember how Steady was in For the Queen?
yes.
And how he was like an older knight who had been protecting his queen since before she was born and had protected her mother before that.
Oh.
I had it occurred to me while I was listening to it, but not while I was playing it, that he might have been the queen's father, in like a Corvo, like dishonored kind of thing.
Oh.
which makes the familial tie thing funny too.
Yes, that's very good. Do we want to keep that as the upright then?
I don't know what that means, but sure.
So that's the thing that we kind of
like this is the active side of the card.
Yeah. What
sure.
is going to end up happening is once we've like gone through and kind of established all of the facts about our world, we're going to take these cards and put them into what's called the Arbiter's deck, and then at points during the game when our characters reflect on the things that we do, the world will make a move and we will draw a card from the Arbiter's deck.
I see.
So that's our core and our crossing. God, that sounds like the City of Gulls for sure. So the world's desire is what the core wants most. So we kind of know overgrowth is kind of literal in this way, but what does Oathbound mean in this situation?
I don't know.
For the world.
For the world?
This is all about the world. This isn't talking about characters yet.
Oh, then I don't know. I don't like. Obviously, I had a bit of a voice in the City of Gulls, though most people won't. Depending on when this comes out, they might not have heard about the sweeping statements I've made about the City of Gulls. A familial tie, the water in like relation to the world, the heart of the situation, the dominant driving force. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, we can.
I've also never played this game before, so I'm not like sure what sort of question I'm answering.
It's an interpretation thing. So it's how are we going to interpret?
Well, I guess in the case of how are we interpreting the world? What is the world to us?
Yes.
The city?
I mean, I can be...
The story?
It can be the city. It can be outside of the city. This is, like, kind of where we sort of start. This is like, in a game of Spindlewheel where we weren't establishing characters, this would be, like, the foundation of the story that we're going to tell. So, I mean, we can talk about familial ties, for sure. Like, that can be the heart of our story right now, which is actually really interesting to me given what you just said about Steady.
Having a daughter. And so she was a queen in a different universe. I guess the question would be, what is she in this one?
Well, we can find that out. Play to find out.
Sure.
So, desire, what the core wants most. We have adversary, proud, venomous, obsession unswayed by reason or patience, or a childhood rival, a worthy opponent, a moving finish line. Ooh.
So I do love the concept of worthy opponents.
The worthy opponent thing is really drawing me here too. I just left it turned the way that I did because I was like, worthy opponent. That's really good.
I guess on one hand, we could be introducing Steady's daughter into the City of Gulls as a new player, kind of. Somebody who wants an opponent. Is that how that works? How does this work? Am I doing it right?
I mean, it can be, like, that can be the heart of the situation. We did my game that I played, I'm pretty sure our core was vampire, and we literally just made it a vampire. And that was, like, the thing that our story revolved around, was a vampire. So we can definitely... I can't remember where vampire was. It might have been Bane, actually. Our Bane might have been vampire. But we can absolutely work that into the core itself and have that be a thing.
Okay.
This game is our oyster.
Okay, I'm just because I'm saying things, but I don't know if they're good things.
Make interesting choices, not good choices.
Yes, okay, but I want to know if you're interested in the choices. In what I'm
interested.
So far.
Let's fucking go.
Okay, because when I said it before, you were just quiet, so I wasn't sure.
I'm listening.
Thought. Okay. Will interrupt me so I know when to stop talking.
I'm unfortunately the last person in the world who's ever going to interrupt you. As evidenced by how long I sat listening to you talk to me about Fantasy Craft the other night.
Sorry about that, too.
No, it's okay. It was really, really interesting.
Fantasy Craft is a very interesting game. Depending on when this comes out, you might have heard us play it already.
Depends on how quickly I edit this.
Yeah. So what the core... I mean, so... I guess we could just keep going and look at the look at the rest of the things so we know.
Yeah, so we can talk about the plan, which is how the core intends to get its desire, which we drew bridge, a choke point, a shortcut, rope and wood haphazardly lashed, or a stable connection, a thoroughfare, a mountain hollowed.
A mountain hollowed is pretty cool.
Yeah. The first thing I think of is the mountain that is a mirage in the City of Gulls.
Oh, yeah.
But that doesn't have to be it either. I mean, the other thing is, this doesn't have to be in the city.
What if it stops being a mirage?
Oh my god.
What if it was a mirage while she was still coming?
That's interesting.
Like a pre-image.
I want to know what that means. What does that mean? This also, we don't have to set it in the city. This can be somewhere else in the world, and we can just have... That way we don't have to, deal with, continuity.
Sure. I mean, I do love continuity, though.
I also love continuity, but, if we want to, establish something completely new and different and put this in, a different time, when Sable is younger, when this is, more immediately...
I think them both being old is a good part of it.
Okay. Maybe this can maybe be, right before then? Right before the Sunderland games?
Okay. I haven't played the Sunderland. I have played the Sunderland. I don't know what happened with yours.
That was the one where that leads directly to Sable and Marius arriving in the City of Gulls. Mm-hmm. So it can be so Sable is already 200 years old, but 230 or something. I don't know. At least 200 years old. So they're already old, but Sable's still wandering. They're not anywhere in particular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking out loud.
Sure.
Mountain hollowed, a stable connection. Also,
I mean, maybe the stable connection is a tunnel through the hollowed mountain.
I do also like the idea of a stable connection relating directly to the word, to the opponent, or to whatever it is that the girl wants, the daughter wants.
Mm-hmm. The queen. The queen. The queen of oncoming dawn, thank you. Well, what if for some reason she was in a place that was somewhere else and has now figured out how to get to the place that is here?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Just the somewhere else. I don't know how your multiverse works, but I do like the name the somewhere else for another world.
The somewhere else is very good. The somewhere else is very, very good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, kind of got a dreamy quality to it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the boon because I'm laughing. We've just been drawing a lot of really there's a thing that you can do in Spindlewheel where you draft, where you pull cards specifically for a purpose, and I didn't do that for the world, even though I know the City of Gulls like the back of my hand. But the boon, which is what helps the core, is still keepers. I have to zoom in a little bit because I want to make sure.
Wanderers speak truths that wound and knowledge that corrupts.
Or archivists quietly collecting gestures, stealing turns of phrase, which is just very funny to me, thinking about Sable. I I do also like the idea that like the other thing that helps the core is just like a team of angry librarians.
Yeah. You know.
I mean, oh fuck.
What?
Oh, I like it, and maybe we're taking this a little bit literally, but I don't mind. Maybe some of the keepers are the mages of Anukkar, which is where Marius is from.
Okay, totally. Hell yeah. Let's bring in some stuff. I like collecting gestures, stealing terms of phrase could scan as stealing spells.
Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. Marius ran away from the siege of Anukkar with the summoning name of a ghost burned into their mind and
Cool.
a tome of magic, so they kind of already did that. I like that. That's good.
Hell yeah.
And then the Bane, which is what works against the core, is Quiet Knife. An impulse unsuppressed, an instant both decisive and incisive, or a threat unspoken, a debt collected, a trap laid. So,
That's interesting.
that's very interesting.
Who's laying traps?
Maybe they're not literal traps. I do kind of like the idea if the Bane is just the world.
The world? Like, what do you mean?
Just like the I can't call it the City of Gauls because I'm not talking about the City of Gauls specifically. I'm talking about like we don't have a name for the land,
Oh, the place that is here.
the place that is here. But I do sort of like the idea that, and I don't know if we should be writing any of this down, maybe.
Maybe we should be writing this down. It sounds like we're coming up with lore.
Hold on a second, I'll make us into
The place that is here and the somewhere else are both great, very good. I had an idea for a thing that I want to do at some point in maybe like a Call of Cthulhu game or something, about the nothing at all.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Where whenever anybody tries to tell you about it, they say, "Oh, that's nothing at all." And like even though like you can tell they're saying something else, you can't hear it. All you can ever hear when they speak it is nothing at all.
Oh, fuck, I love that. Hold on a second. I have to now move this into the right folder because it's just sitting in the Follow the Leader folder.
You gotta put things in the right folder for sure.
It's in the episode prep docs folder now, so you should be able to... I'll just share you the link really quick.
Sure.
And then... I mean, the nice thing about this is that we will have the recording to go back and listen to, but I really do
Sure.
I do not relish trying to do the summary without having some notes to go off of. So I am...
Between this and all the shit that Rascal spewed, like we're gonna have a whole cosmology real soon.
That's exactly what I want, though. Let's be real.
When do we get the City of Gold setting guide for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition?
Shut the fuck up, Zachary. City of Goals is not a Dungeons and Dragons game. Don't even.
No, that's the inherent comedy. It's a fantasy craft setting.
God, I hate this. I mean, if anything, it's gonna be. I'm just gonna write down which cards it was that we drew, and then. So that's pretty much how it works. In terms of the establishing, and then we'll do the fates.
So have we the Bane, the thing that works against the core, is like the world.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like the very like forces of reality.
I think that it's not necessarily the forces of reality and just like the reality of the world post-apocalypse, because it is very overrun naturally by like greenery and the megafauna, and I sort of just like the idea that it's not even necessarily deliberate on the part of the world. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like, you know how shit happens sometimes?
I've heard about that.
Yeah. Like, at the end of that Quiet Year game, there were just, like, 3 wars going on, and that was just the way that it be. And it's, like, stuff like that. So, we have to write down the place that is here. Place that is here. The somewhere else, and the nothing at all, and I'm going to love listening back to my keyboard sounds. Thank you for the dashes, Zachary.
I love fucking hyphens.
Yeah, we can tell.
Shut up. No.
So, the next thing that I'll do, we draw, the world's fates, and I can never pronounce the names of the fates.
Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos.
Thank you. So we draw...
Lachesis. We draw... the root of the world's current state, the current state of affairs, and the common held belief of what's to come.
The root of the world's current state is flood, brimming reservoirs, high tide, and outpour of riches, or constant rainfall, hair-trigger landslides, a valley submerged.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
That does sound right. The second one.
Which, the reverse side? The...
Yeah, constant rainfall.
Constant rainfall.
I think that it might be that her appearing might be affecting things.
I like that idea. Does that mean that she who must not be named is lurking on the horizon?
Who is she who must not be named?
Ningal.
Oh, I've never met Ningal, so I couldn't say.
She is the goddess of death.
Okay.
She overshadows a lot of what happens in the city of Gauls and overshadows a lot of what Sable has been going through. So, I mean, wherever Sable goes, she will follow. Mm-hmm. She is Dora's zombie queen, who we stan.
Cool.
Because, unfortunately, Dora got attached. Unfortunately, Dora made her hot.
I mean, that's entirely plausible that she would be... that this imbalancing could be drawing her attention.
Yeah. The current state of affairs. Oh my god. Empress. Unrivaled serenity, a master tactician on and off the battlefield, or consumed by the big picture, unconcerned with mortal frailty. I'm just laughing because this girl is the queen. From the For the Queen game. And I just drew Empress.
Unrivaled sovereign, a master tactician on and off the battlefield sounds like her.
Sounds like her.
Mm-hmm. She's like,
so are we? So is she like?
Here.
She's not a child in this. Then?
No, and she wasn't a child in For the Queen either. She was She was an adult. She was like a young adult, but she was an adult.
Yeah.
She's like, I think she's like, I'm here to take what's mine, which is everything.
Oh.
I don't know that there's any other queens around, so who's gonna stop her?
That's really interesting.
It's rough out here.
It's
rough. When you've been stuck in the somewhere else for however long.
And then our Atropos is a common held belief of what's to come. This is kind of what we're envisioning the ending is going to look like. This is kind of what we're prophesizing the end of the game will look like. This will not necessarily be how the game ends, but this is kind of what our knee-jerk is for the conclusion of the game. Echo. A glance unseen, a shadow trailing, a desire unrequited, or tongue tripped with stutters, chest full of birds, head full of fog.
That's a whole lot of words. What is that?
I kind of want to just, put that up as the Atropos card for the world and just, find out what that means later.
Which side are we holding up?
I don't think it really matters. 'Cause either way... Well, it does, kind of. So it depends on what we kind of want to see. Which one do we want to find out what it means more?
I don't know. Also, because we can't shuffle this deck, I just know what the order of cards is, which might be a problem. I don't know if it's a problem.
Oh, are they just drawing out of in order?
They're drawing it in order. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not really paying attention, so it's fine. And we are.
I guess it's been I guess it was at one point shuffled. So this is the order that we're doing.
Yeah, we're not going in alphabetical order. It's not in alphabetical order, and we are about to draft cards, so it's fine.
Okay, cool.
Um,
A glance unseen, a shadow trailing, a desire. I actually think I want to do the other one. A
you want to do the other side?
tongue triple
Okay.
stutters, because the other side, the first side, feels like pretty like unambiguously sad, and this
Yeah.
one might not be. Who
Maybe
knows?
not. Who knows? We'll find out.
Mhm.
So, what I will do is I'm gonna put echo. Oh my god, it keeps wanting me to edit tokens, and I'm like, nope, that's wrong. Oh, Zachary, stop trying to move things.
Sorry.
If you could just help me flip all these cards over, and then we will make this the Arbiter's deck. That one we can. Oh, we can leave that one. Oh, we can keep the Atropos one flipped up.
We need to do it one at a time. Okay. So flip these cards.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we will.
Do we
put them
also
all...
flip the Clotho Lachesis?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we will. Actually, wait. Keep the Desire card where it is. Here's a Desire card. That's the one I forgot. The other thing is we will earn this card with one of the events. So we will. Okay, let's see. Considering your plan, what event will you play through to get your desire? Okay, so considering the fact that we're thinking about stable connections in mountains, of the events on the side, there are 6 pairs of events. We will do, so there's 2 options per pair. We will do one of the 2 over the course of the game. So the options that we have are an invitation or a wager, a challenge or a gift, a revelation or a cataclysm, a conversation or an ultimatum, a trial or a duel, and a vision or a sabotage. So given our plan, what event do we think will get us our desire?
And our desire was a worthy opponent.
Yeah, the adversary.
Oh.
Whatever that fucking means later.
Uh-huh. I mean, I think probably a duel will probably be part of it.
Cool. So we will just drop that. And here's what I'll do. I'm gonna draw 12 cards, which is gonna just draw from the God, I wish I could shuffle this deck.
Yes,
but it's fine.
For real.
I'm not super worried about it because I'm not really paying attention to what's what.
Just close your eyes before you do it.
Yeah. I just looked at that. Ugh. Here, you close your eyes.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna move the cards for the Arbiter's deck over to
we could roll like a D12 or something. Because you have 12 cards in your hand, roll a D12 and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then grab the one that's there.
Yeah.
To maintain the element of randomness.
Yes, that works very well. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to drop them all onto the board. So you close your eyes. I'm gonna drop them all onto the board, flip them over, and then we'll do it that way.
Okay. My eyes are closed.
Okay. I'm gonna just move things out of the way, but I am going to put the adversary on the duel.
My eyes are open, but I'm facing in the opposite direction of my monitor.
Okay.
I'm playing a game on my phone because I'd be on that phone.
Yep, I feel that. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Stop that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And then... Yes! I love being able to just flip them all over automatically. Alright, so... They're all flipped, so you can turn back at whatever point
I've turned back around.
You have turned back around. So this is our stack of cards that are going to become our scenes. And I will just move those over a little bit so that we can see. So which... actually, let me just really quick rotate all of these, because these are going to go sideways anyway. So what scene would you like me to put a card on first?
Adversaries on the duel. Why is the adversary over here?
Because that's our desire is going to go on that scene.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yes.
I don't know. What? So is there like a rhyme or reason to the order that we do things in?
Nope, we're gonna pick and choose willy-nilly. I'm just trying to decide what order am I putting the cards down in.
Let's do one in a wager.
Okay, so we'll do one in a wager. And then we'll do one in... I'm gonna put one in the Cataclysm.
Okay. I was also gonna say is this like an either or for these things?
Yeah, so you pick one or the other, but each one has...
Oh, okay.
There's 2 cards there. So the Cataclysm has a card and the Revelation has a card. And we'll pick, like, if we end up going with the Revelation, we'll pick I think you end up crossing them. I have to go back and, like, read the rules more specific. So each stack gets 2 cards.
Okay, because I was going to say that a Revelation might also be interesting.
Yes, I mean, we're going to put cards on all of these, and we'll decide as the game goes on.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In that case, let's put the next one on a Vision.
Okay, Vision, which is all the way down here.
Yes. I'm listening in my ear to the Pyre soundtrack by Darren Korb.
Good choice.
Yeah, I think that fits the vibe.
Good choice. I'm putting the next one onto a gift, and then I think I'll put the next one onto a Revelation.
Sick. There are gonna be some revelations for sure.
Oh, there's gonna be some revelations. It's just like what is doing the scene proper.
Mm-hmm.
You're unstacking these beautiful stacks.
I am.
Beautiful stack of cards. I mean,
I'm doing it so that I can like draw from below to make it even more random.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that it didn't like all stack one on top of the other, so it's probably fine. I also was not paying attention to what order things went down in, so we're good.
Yeah, I'm just putting in that little element of chaos. I put one under an ultimatum.
Excellent. Perfect. I am going to... So there's 2 there, or...
There's only one there. We still need one for a conversation.
Okay. Cool. So I will put one for the conversation.
All right. And then I will put one for the duel.
I will drop one onto an invitation.
Oh, I did. It's me next. I will do a challenge.
Okay. And I will put one onto a sabotage.
And then I will, by law of averages, put one under a trial.
All right. Perfect. And then we are keeping... I'm going to move this to front if it'll let me.
You might have more privileges than I do because I can't even do that.
I don't. So, haha. I'll just put it off to the side and we'll just know that it's for the duel.
Cool.
And then the rest of the cards, which are all stacked very nicely right here, I'm going to rotate them and drop them. And these will be the Arbiter's deck. And Echo is on top because of fucking course it is. It's fine. Everything's fine. Sure. We'll just leave it like that, and we know that if we want to pull a card from the Arbiter's deck, that it'll be right on top. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So our character boards are the character spreads for this game are very, very similar to the world board. What we are going to do, because we are playing characters that we already know, is we will go through the deck and pick our cards that we want.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And on some level, I'm going to do a little bit of random drawing for this, I think, because I do kind of want to see what it is that Sable is actually doing here. But for the most part, I am just gonna... I will go through and pick some stuff. So I've got it. And there's still like the nice thing about this deck is that there are over 100 cards, so we've still got a bunch of choices to choose from.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. I don't know any of them, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to send you the print and play deck so that you can properly read these things? Because it should let you choose at least, right?
Yeah, no, I can definitely choose. I just don't know what any of them mean.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
Well, or rather, there's just so many of them that, like, I'm, like, going through and trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, that's fair. What was I thinking about when I was,
We're on the character boards, right?
We're on the character boards.
Okay.
I'm going back to, tinyurl.com/spindlewheel open beta. So I'm going to go look at the print and play deck and figure out what it was that I was thinking I was going to do here. Because I peeked at the deck a little bit.
Yeah, so we're just going through this and figuring out what works.
Yeah. The easiest way to go with this is to start with the core. What was I thinking I was going to pick for my core?
So
I thought it would be... What? Sorry, keep going.
So your core, your central identity, crossing complicates your core.
Mm.
Okay. There's just so many.
There's so many.
You know.
If you want, you can just draw a couple and see what reads good for you.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I know if I draw any, they're going to come from the top.
Right.
It's like I got the knight, a well-armed soldier, a banner bearer, a champion. Could be my core.
What's the other side of that one? I should scroll back up.
Tilter of windmills, teethed on tradition, malice bred by boredom.
Good shit. And you can pick in either direction you want that to go up.
Yeah, it would be the other one, the first one. But then something that complicates that.
Oh, I think what I was thinking was I was going to take Second Sun as my crossing. Moon out of orbit, starved of companionship, seeking completion.
Mm-hmm.
Or stricken from history, unseen in mirrors, unreflected in lakes.
Oof.
Both of those things. That's just Sable. That's just my child.
Mm-hmm. And I think my crossing might be Vagabond. Specifically, the side that says, God damn it. I was just moving all over the place. A passing traveler, superstitious and weary, with miles still to go.
Yep. That also sounds like Sable.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we're playing this game is because they're so similar that we needed to have them. I kind of I'm gonna take Polaris.
Okay.
For the core. An immutable fact, an immovable object. The North Star, a lighthouse, words to live by. Which is sort of... So that side is sort of them from an outsider's perspective, while an immutable fact and immovable object is just what they have become, literally. Since they are living now, forever. They are immortal. Cash,
I think maybe my desire is Alpha. Head of the household, leader of the pack, fierce protector of kith and kin.
That's good.
But I'm a vagabond too, so makes it harder.
I think Prince of... I'm going totally backwards here, but I keep seeing things. Prince of Fate is my bane.
Okay.
Last of a legacy, blessed by birthright, cursed by prophecy.
Nice.
Again, casual.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to draw for my fates. And take it from there.
Man, I want to play this with Jericho. Because there's a thing here, there's a card here, Peacekeeper, that I would have liked for him.
Yeah, Peacekeeper good. We can play this game again.
Yeah, for sure.
I fucking love Spindlewheel.
Oh, yeah.
How are we doing? We're doing good.
I hope so.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Let me think about what my desire is.
Oh, I'm wondering if I should take a cursed sword for my bane.
Ooh, that tracks.
Yeah. Cursed sword, not the magic one, but brittle steel, rusted armor, old marching orders for a new war.
I just lost... There it is. Okay, I was like, where the fuck did Grandmother's Ring go? I'm taking Grandmother's Ring for my boon. Which is an old grudge, a tepid peace, or a new partnership, a steady alliance. That's... I didn't draw this for that pun, but it's good. So... Spitfire isn't really Sable, but it's good. God, picking Spinster as their desire is so funny to me. I might have to. And then I will wait.
Which thing?
Spinster, a recluse obscured by obligation, rootless and efficient, or an affable hermit, a professor lost in thought.
Wow.
All they want is to be left alone.
Unfortunate.
Sad for them.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out my boon and my plan. It's Violet. Maybe walkers, endurance hunters, steady pursuers, tireless trackers for boon. Like to represent his own sort of immortality. Of being like, you know, eternal, unyielding, steady.
Steady.
And then my plan, how I intend to get my desire. I do wish I could just pick one of these at random and see how it like worked.
I've just been clicking through, honestly, just at random.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I'm finding so many cards that are good for, like, for Ningal.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I'm just like, I am going to just very quickly, because we are going to have an NPC, who is our queen, obviously, and I'm just gonna just drop Princess over there for her.
Sure.
Because I feel like that just tracks. Right? That's just her, right?
Well, let me see it. Sheltered and fearful, seen and never heard. That's not right, but maybe master of statecraft, coin, clever, wealth beyond golden land.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's closer. Oh, Goose Down.
Goose.
That's my plan.
Oh yeah.
A soft place to land, a whisper just above silence, or a notable delay, a layer of numbness.
I think I'll do. What for my plan would be wildfire, clearing the underbrush, maintenance to prevent consuming calamity.
Very good, very good, very good. And I will sit back and wait while you figure out what your boon is.
Oh, I got my boon.
Oh, you got your boon. Where is it?
It's walkers.
Oh, where did it go? I can't see it.
It's right here.
I've lost it.
You don't see it?
No. Where did it go?
I don't know. It's right here.
I can't even see you ping.
Now it's on your sheet. I'm moving it all over the place. See?
Oh, wait. What? Oh, God. I cannot see a goddamn thing. Okay, well, sure. Great. Cool.
Weird.
All right.
Yeah, walkers is endurance hunters, steady pursuers, tireless trackers.
Okay. I suppose we should introduce our characters.
Maybe.
Maybe. So I can go if you like, if you don't mind.
Sure. Yeah. No worries.
So I will be playing Sable the Unfavored, 200-year-old immortal wanderer, ex-acolyte of Aphael for no other reason than their god is dead. So my core is, we kind of like walked through this all already, and I'm gonna leave in all of that stuff because I think it's fun. My core is Polaris, an immutable fact, an immovable object. I am just here now. I just kind of exist forever because of something that Aphael did. Haha. My crossing, which is my thing that complicates my core, is Second Sun, a moon out of orbit, starved of companionship, seeking completion. I don't do people, but I still miss people. That's the best way I can think to word that. I have my desire, what I want most, is Spinster, a recluse obscured by obligation, rootless and efficient. Or, you know, an affable hermit is on the other side. Might just switch that to an affable hermit. Sable just wants to be left the fuck alone. Sable just wants to kind of just, like, exist and, like, just kind of, like, fade out of existence in some senses. They're just very tired and they want to be done. Their plan is a goose down, a soft place to land, a whisper just above silence, or a notable delay, a layer of numbness, kind of just, like, finding a place to exist and just staying there. This is taking place before the Sundered Land and the City of Gulls. This town is full of monsters games that we've played, so they haven't quite found that point yet. Their bane, what works against them, is Prince of Fate, last of a legacy, blessed by birthright, cursed by prophecy, the fact that they can't die. We'll just call it that. And their boon, which is what helps them, is Grandmother's Ring, an old grudge, a tepid peace, or a new partnership, a steady alliance. Don't know.
Steady alliance, huh?
Yeah, steady alliance. I don't know if this is specifically talking about steady. Like, I think that side is talking about steady. But I think that I do also like an old grudge, and I do also like that, like, it's like a very begrudging, like, people who are like, well, I wouldn't be doing this normally, but, you know, you've been around the bend there and back. I can do what I can.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, and after that we'll do the fates.
Cool. I am playing a man called Steady as It Goes. If it comes, it will come. Who is the last love of the sun. Who is also an immortal paladin to a long gone god. Funny how that works out. He is also in his hundreds. I don't know if it's the same, if he's 200 or 300 or what, but he's been around for a long time. And his core, his central identity is knight, a well-armed soldier, a banner bearer, a champion. But it is complicated by crossing vagabond, a passing traveler, superstitious and weary, with miles left to go.
Which is really just kind of both of them, but whatever.
Yeah, he's walking. He's on that long old the lonesome road.
That Boulevard of Broken Dreams plays
I
in the distance.
was truly just about to say Boulevard of Broken Dreams. His desire, the thing he wants most, is Alpha, head of the household, leader of the pack, fierce protector of kith and kin. He would like to have a family again. He misses having a family, but that they're gone. He's a less terrible Kratos. His plan, how he intends to get his desire, is wildfire, clearing the underbrush, maintenance to prevent consuming calamity. I don't know what that means, but it felt right to pick.
Fuck yeah.
The opposite end is a scarlet with smoke, rivers molten and glowing, which also fits in with his whole sun thing. Mm-hmm. His bane, what works against him, is cursed sword, brittle steel, rusting armor, old marching orders for a new war. The opposite side of that is a voracious blade, double-edged, glittering red with an unquenchable thirst. Cursed sword is a cool card. And his boon, what helps him, is walkers, endurance hunter, steady pursuer, tireless tracker. He does not get tired, or at the very least, he is so tired that he is no longer feels it. And that is steady.
That is steady. Shall we do our fates?
Sure.
I might actually pick my Clotho. There's like 5 different options of things that I could pick, but there's a lot of really good shit in here that works for what happened with Ningal. So, ooh, I like Siren though.
Okay.
I'm thinking now. There were like a bunch that I was thinking about. I was gonna just draw for all of these, but I was thinking about how many of them are like really, really good. Nah, I'm gonna draw all mine. So if you want to draw first, you are welcome to.
I think Clotho, how you begin,
Mm.
is emissary, or not emissary, lieutenant, but specifically impartial emissary, soldier for hire, expendable, and faceless.
Did you draw that?
No,
Oh, you picked that.
I grabbed it.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'll
It-
do that too.
It was close to the top. It was the third one down.
I was gonna be like, what the fuck? I was gonna be like, how the hell did you do that?
Magic.
I might actually just take Holy Stricture. Which I can never tell if this is supposed to be scripture or not, but I'm rolling with it.
I think stricture is a word.
Yeah. Alright. Holy Stricture. Warnings in fable, lessons in allegory, history, and folklore. I mean, a lot of people, aren't even sure that Sable still exists. So this is a little bit more abstract for them, but it still works.
Cool.
So it's fine. Now I'm actually going to draw for Lachesis and Atropos. Do you want to draw first, since you did Lieutenant first, or?
Sure, yeah, I'll draw. And I'm just going to draw from the top of the deck. Bad blood. Vitriol swallowed back by shame, a trap's jaws rusted shut, or to drink from the same poison cup as your enemy.
Oh no. And then I'm gonna draw one for... This is so... Oracle, small town seer, happy medium, crafter of household miracles, or soothsayer, bell ringer, wild-eyed prophet. I'm gonna just casually go to small town seer.
Those are our current fortunes.
That's our current fortune.
I got bad blood. Now we got bad blood.
It used to be mad love.
I've heard that. That's the last. That's all I know from that song. And then my Atropos, how will you end?
Oh.
Glass lens, a misdiagnosis, a lack of direction, a paralysis of choice, or a change in perspective, a clarifying of vision.
Ooh.
Who knows what that means?
Who knows what that means?
Knows what that means.
Alright, and then I will take all of my cards into my hand. Accidentally started shifting right instead of take cards. And then...
Okay, so what do I take off of this?
So you're going to take everything except for the Atropos.
Okay.
And you're going to take it all into your hand.
Take. Okay, I now have 8 cards.
Yeah. So the next part is the entanglements.
Okay.
So to tie an entanglement with another player, declare who you want to have a tie with. So it's just going to be us. Each of you play a card from your hand that describes what binds you. Like, this is what I need from you, what you want from me, why we can't avoid each other. Exchange these cards into each other's hands. Entanglements can be declared at any time. So part of me wants to just go ahead and fucking give you Grandmother's Ring.
Okay.
For a steady alliance.
Steady alliance, cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to drop that back down, and you can just take that.
Okay. And I'm tempted to give you Cursed Sword.
Ooh, I like that.
So
what does that mean?
Fuck if I know. But here it is. My Cursed Sword card has to do with you in some way.
That's fun. I like that. Okay. So, wow, we did it.
That part was easy.
So, how are we feeling?
About life?
About the game. How are we feeling about what we've established? Is there anything that we want to try and clarify before we start?
I mean, I think it's cool. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah. That's
I guess we are playing the game, but it feels like just drawing cards and talking about them.
Well, because we've been doing all the establishing. We haven't actually started playing anything yet.
Okay.
It will feel more like a game once we start actually playing it.
Cool.
Do we have any questions about the world that we're...
I mean, I guess I guess what it I was about to say, what is the world? So we're not in the city of goals.
We don't have to be. That's more of what I meant. We don't have to be in the City of Gulls. I don't think it makes any sense for us to be in the City of Gulls if this is before the Sundered, because Sable hasn't gotten there yet.
Sure.
So this is somewhere else.
And where is that? But not the somewhere else.
Not the somewhere else. This is a somewhere else. This is somewhere in the place that we are now. This could be just like another little settlement sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I don't know like the shape of the world, really.
I don't really know the shape of the world either, is the thing. So we can just kind of like make something up. Like I have some, like obviously I know some things about the shape of the world. Like I know that the City of Gulls is like the only like large settlement left on the map that like has like a ruling power of some kind, and it's like a council.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's the only like stable settlement, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other like tent cities and places where people live. It's just like not super well, like it's not like as established. It's not like a city sort of, or what could pass for a city in a post-apocalyptic world. So
well, we know that there's a hollow mountain there's a hollowed out mountain, a tunnel to another place that is opened, and that there's a new queen who's coming through it, who I think wants to make a new kingdom. And I feel like it's easy to say, hey, this sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You should let me be in charge. And
I'm gonna draw another card for our princess.
Okay.
And for her crossing.
Mm-hmm.
The Grave, a devastating loss of bone healed wrong, or closure gained, last words spoken, the end of an era.
Mm-hmm. Well, it feels like the era ended.
Yeah.
So
I'm sort of wondering if we are leaning more in the direction with her of a bone healed wrong, like something happened in the somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And she's coming back and she wants to establish this kingdom, but something's not necessarily bad wrong, but it's not like it's strange. Again, we can find out. So what we will do, let's see, ask another player a question about how, okay, so introduction to the game. Ask another player a question about how the world reacts to their character's presence. That player draws a card from the deck to answer, then shuffles that card into the Arbiter's deck. Then draw a card from the deck into your hand, read the card aloud to the table, and use it to reflect on something that weighs heavy on you. Once everyone has reflected, play a card from the Arbiter's deck. Describe how this card's effect on the world plays on another player's anxieties. Engage the world by playing a card from your hand to describe how your character reacts. What? I don't remember this part.
We're in trouble.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of hit... I mean, that's sort of like establishing how you, like, reflect or engage. So... Gotta love it. Got to love it.
Reflect and engage with what?
Here we go. Like, the two big moves of the game are engaging with the plot directly or reflecting on what's happening.
Okay.
So when you engage with what's happening in the plot, you play a card from your hand. And when you reflect, then the world makes a move, basically.
Okay.
When engaging, you are contributing to the larger plot of the story. You can explain your motivations, but it's more than just an interior monologue of superiority. It's a smirk and a glare, or a cruel word, something other characters can react to. Playing a card into a character's hand instead of on the board means you're focusing the action on them personally. For example, poisoning them. Or gifting them a sword.
Mm-hmm. Classic ways to interact with other people.
Yes. Mechanically, you reflect if you feel stuck or need to replenish your hand. Okay, so when you reflect, you draw a card from the deck, and then the world takes a move.
Okay, so that's how we get more
tracks.
cards.
That tracks. So Yep, I'm remembering how to play this game.
Sure, sure. So where are we putting cards as we play them?
We'll just kind of, because now this, like, central spread thing kind of just, like, doesn't, it's just not a thing, really, so we'll just put them, like, here.
Oh, okay.
Like, wherever.
So, like, the spread is, there's not, like, a new spread that we put things in.
No, not really.
Cool.
What will happen is when we queue a scene, we will take, whatever, so, like, if we were to queue a vision, for example, we would take the card for the vision and then cross the card from the sabotage over the vision to kind of, like, as a scene establishing.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would either engage with that scene or reflect on it, depending on what it was we decided we wanted to do. So if we wanted to, like, for example, if we wanted to start with the queen coming out of the tunnel, I mean, it could be anything, really. Like, a revelation would be interesting if we wanted to go in the direction of, like, Steady seeing his daughter for the first time in however many years.
Mm-hmm.
Or we could go with a challenge where she's coming out specifically to say, like, I am going to take over whatever. It's whatever, however we want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start with the introduction. I just don't remember exactly how it works.
Okay.
Well, I know how it works, but it's like after we've done it, then we have to, like, queue a scene. Or we can just jump right into queuing scenes. It's up to you.
I've never done this before, so I'm following your lead.
All right. Let's at least do round 1 and throw some more cards into the Arbiter's deck.
Okay.
So, ask another player a question about how the world reacts to their character's presence. That player draws a card from the deck to answer, then shuffles that card into the Arbiter's deck. It's very interesting for both of us because we're both Immortal Paladins.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, how does the world react to me versus how does the world react to you? And it might be a difference in how our gods are seen. Our former gods.
Mm-hmm.
So, questions. I was gonna skip this one, but because I'm bad at questions, but I was like, putting cards in the Arbiter's deck sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, totally. It's good to have questions.
Good to have questions.
So you're asking me a question about how the world reacts to my presence.
Yeah.
And then I draw a card that will help determine that, and then we put that card in the Arbiter's deck.
Yes.
Okay.
Or if you come up with a question first, turn order is fairly nebulous in this game, so you can just, like, jump in if I don't come up with something in the next 30 seconds.
So what was Aphiel the god of?
Freedom and liberty.
And they're dead.
They're super
And there's
dead.
Ningle, who you are not. Are you connected to Ningle?
Yes. Like, it's very weird. I'm not directly connected to her, but she is still watching me. I talked to Dora about this, like, a week ago, where I was like, is Ningle paying attention? And Dora was like, absolutely. Sable is more directly connected to Aphiel still, because Aphiel wove a piece of their own hair into Sable's hair as, like, which is the reason why they're still alive. But they don't know this, because they did it when Sable was asleep. Which is why I said that very likely Steady would know that Sable was at one time, like, an actual acolyte, because, like, you don't lose that divinity easily when it's been gifted like that. Marius could smell it on them. So yeah, I think there is definitely still, like, it's a very weird connection, because Sable's not, like, in a position where, like the whole thing is that Ningal can't see them or touch them.
because of the protection.
But they are still kind of they still she follows in their wake all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your question for me and I just didn't draw a card?
No, I mean the first thing was just say, well, like I guess who are you connected to was a question. But that's not a question about how the world reacts to you.
Yeah.
So I guess a specific question about how the world reacts to your present is like how do other people feel about you?
Yeah, that tracks. All right, let's see. Draw one card, and it'll end up at the bottom of my pile.
You can also just drag it from the top of the deck.
It wasn't working for me.
Weird. The Fool.
Wide-eyed and open-hearted, unfettered by cynicism or context. Fuck. No, it's that.
The world, people don't know what you're about.
People don't know shit about what happened.
So they kind of, maybe they're just like, they see like you're, it's like it's truly a judge me by my deeds sort of thing, where like it's just the stuff you're doing for them that matters.
Yeah, it's very much like that. The funny thing about this is that like I have been working on, I have like I have like 2 pages of like a scholarly essay about Sable and Afiel's relationship written that I like scribbled in a jet-lagged stupor on my flight home from China.
Nice. That's
just like scholars speculating about the true nature of their relationship and like what it actually means, that like the unfavored like still lives, and like what like, because like people don't know shit, like people don't know jack shit, which is like intentional. They didn't like talk about their relationship on purpose. Oh, so the thing is that Ningal was in love with Afiel, but in like a very sick and twisted way. In a like, classic, if I can't have you, then no one can sort of way.
Classic myth.
So Afiel was very deliberately like trying to keep Sable safe from Ningal because they were afraid of what she would do to them. And that is sort of how a lot of that stuff kicked off. So it is so their relationship was never like public. Like no one really like knew about it even at the time. I could talk about this for hours. Please stop me. So so the idea is that like people are kind of like, oh, you know, the unfavored, like they're still like this really good, you know, like a very lawful good person, but they have no idea what that comes from. It's the unfettered by cynicism or context thing more strongly, I think.
Cool. And so that goes into that little deck.
That goes right into the Arbiter's deck.
Which is not into, but just on top of.
Yeah. Or
when we draw from the Arbiter's deck, we should just like spread them apart and just grab one at random.
Yeah. Yep.
Because otherwise we're only going to be grabbing the top one. Cool.
Hitting off the vagabond. So for you, hitting off the vagabond thing, how long? Because you're that's kind of the wanderer sort of thing, right?
Yeah, I've been walking.
You're also hitting that beat?
Which beat? The Wanderer?
Like the just like person without a home.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been here?
Here, in the place that we are?
Yes. How long? How like are we reaching the point where like people are like kind of like giving you sidelong looks, or are you still like, is it still comfortable for you to be here?
Good question. Let's find out. Bam! Card. Fortune. Abundant harvest, a missed opportunity, a hesitation, or rotten luck, a persistent rumor, a nagging instinct. How does that answer? Interesting.
Well, so I could easily shape the question to be like, how long do you like what has typically been preventing you from staying in a specific place? And is that coming back to haunt you here, sort of thing?
Yeah, it might be because of the recent Netflix series, but I am feeling kind of like Witcher vibes of like people don't like having him around.
I was just thinking about The Witcher. This is a really good card for Geralt.
Because he fucking kills monsters. Yeah. Super hardcore.
Yeah.
He's a man in a suit of armor that he never takes off, who can kill monsters with his bare hands.
Yeah. Oh, buddy.
So, Yeah, I think like persistent rumors and a nagging instinct is like, man, I bet if I just stopped fighting monsters and like trying to protect people, I could stick in one place for longer. But then people would get hurt.
Yeah, so it like becomes
And like my instinct is like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter that they're going to be afraid of you after this. You still have to help them.
Yep. Oh God. Oh, steady. Oh, steady.
He's a hero.
Is a hero.
Awesome.
Okay.
Just wait until I describe what steady looks like in this universe.
Oh, I can't wait.
And so then there's round 2. Draw a card from the deck into your hand, read the card aloud at the table, and use it to reflect on something that weighs heavy. Is this right? Is this what we're doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can definitely. Yeah.
Okay. The next player plays a card from the Arbiter's deck, interpreting it as the world confirming your anxieties. Then they take their turn. Okay. Like turn like in
Where?
core mechanics?
Wait.
So they're in the journal of this roll 20 is like a whole
Oh. Yep. I don't know how up to date those are. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how up to date the rules that I'm looking at are.
Okay. Next, I'm gonna stop reading stuff, and you can just tell me what's right, because I don't wanna confuse us. And you've done this before.
This is good, actually. That's good. I like that. Let's do it that way.
Okay. Yeah. So it says not world creation. We're past setup. We're in gameplay now, right?
Yes, we are. We have made it.
So yeah, introduction. So round 2 of introduction says draw a card from the deck into your hand, read the card aloud to the table, and use it to reflect on something. Reflect, capitalized, on something that weighs heavily on you. The next player plays a card from the Arbiter's deck, interpreting it as the world confirming your anxieties. Then they take their turn.
Yeah. In the festival rules, it says once everyone has reflected, play a card from the Arbiter's deck and describe how this card's effect on the world plays on another player's anxieties. But since there's only 2 of us, I don't mind doing that twice. So having it be for both of us.
Oh, like each card.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So what are we doing now? We draw a card.
You draw a card.
I'm drawing a card.
Yeah, you draw a card. Tell me what it is, and then kind of reflect.
Ophelia's Garland. Allow those who crowned you to change who you are, or a wilting flower crown, a dubious honor, a sickly and desperate faith.
Ooh.
So yeah.
And you get to keep that in your hand.
This is in my hand now.
Yeah, you get to keep that in your hand.
So
And
I talk about how this is. Use it to reflect on something that weighs heavy on myself. Reflect.
Mm-hmm.
So what? How do you reflect?
So you kind of just interpret it based on like what you're thinking about.
Okay. So.
Do you want me to draw, and I'll kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here.
That's why I was waiting
So
for you to draw
I will...
before. Because I didn't know what to do.
Where did it go?
I don't.
Fuck off.
What's happened?
I just lost the card.
Which one?
This is why I just draw the cards, because it's just fucking gone. I have magician, skillful and clever, a scientist, a pragmatist, or smoke and mirrors, an entertaining liar, misdirection, and sleight of hand. Something that's been weighing heavy on Sable. Because I think that the thing is that Sable doesn't necessarily want to entertain the fact that Sable doesn't want to entertain the fact that Aphiel was lying to them about how much they cared. But what I think this actually looks like is I have been thinking a lot about how Sable feels about their immortality. And you know how you talk a lot about like being immortal and you kind of like wish for it because you don't want to, when you have a fear of death and blah 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 and you don't want to die, and I think what this really is that this is something that has been weighing heavily on Sable, where they're kind of like, everyone always talks about death as this really bad thing, and Sable's like, honestly, like, I can't imagine how it would be that bad if immortality is like this. Like, life what I'm envisioning this being in terms of the reflection is life is all the smoke and mirrors, and Sable's like through with it, and they want to like throw the curtain aside and throw all the magic aside and kind of be like, nope, I'm done, I'm over it, I just want the truth. And I think that's what this looks like, in terms of a reflection. So that's sort of how a reflection works.
Okay. Like about what she's feeling, what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
In some, just something. Like, what about what that card says sparks something in you?
Mm-hmm.
And then just take that and run with it. That's really what I do.
Okay. And then I play a card from the Arbiter deck to reflect how the world is confirming your anxieties.
Yes.
Okay. So there's this one, which is Keepers. Archivists quietly collecting gestures, stealing turns of phrase, or wanderers speak truths that wound and knowledge that corrupts. And I have to interpret that in a way that confirms your fears about...
Yeah.
And your anxieties are like death and Aphiel.
It's not quite as much about Aphiel as it is about just the general concept of immortality.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to how Sable feels about the actual gift.
Sure.
Trust me.
Okay. So maybe it's like there's still people talking about people looking to find the secret to immortality. Like you're living it and it seems really bad for you, but there's still people who want it. And like, well, I don't know. Is that like anything?
Yeah, that's something. That's definitely something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just very much a sort of like, I'm watching these people like seek the Philosopher's Stone, and I'm going, it's not that it's all chalked up to be, and they're just like, but I like, I'm not saying anything, but it's still very much like it's like, I'm right here, I have the evidence that you need to not pursue this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, okay, cool. And so you keep the Magician, and what happens to this card, the Keeper's card?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure. It might go back into the Arbiter's deck. Let me see. Let's see. That's the GM control. Just put it back in the Arbiter's deck, I don't care. We'll play it again. Or, no, leave it out. We'll just leave it. I think it just gets left.
Okay.
But I take the Magician back. So you have Ophelia's Garland.
I do.
Yes.
In my hand.
So you interpret that to talk about something that has been troubling Steady.
Oh, right. I forgot I had to talk about it. So there's allow those who crowned you to change who you are, or a wilting fire crown, a dubious honor, a sickly and desperate faith. I think that second one probably makes more sense, is more fitting, because nobody's crowned Steady in quite some time. So all he's got is like dubious honor. And I guess dubious honor is like, you know, he is the so-called last love of the sun. And you know, that is great when you are in the sunlight, but when you're not, it's like, what is that worth? He got so used to being close to the sun that now everything else is cold. And it's like, was the presence worth the absence?
God, that's fucking good.
Cool.
Let me just find something really quickly, and I'm gonna just draw this one at fucking random. Flip card.
Ooh.
Oathbound.
Oathbound.
A surrogate, a found family, the blood of the covenant, or a precedent, a familial tie, the water of the womb. Blood of the covenant. God. What is that worth in the darkness? I mean, your god is also gone, right?
Yes, the sun.
So it's not like at the end of the day it even really, like, it's not like at the end of the day the sun is even responding.
No.
But it's going to be funny to consider this in relation to Sable and Aphiel, because they're you know, Sable never, like, just because Aphiel is gone doesn't mean that Sable isn't, like, still, like inadvertently the beacon for freedom and liberty for the world. But, you know, in the darkness, what use is sunlight?
Mm-hmm.
Steady, please. But at the end of the day, like, because he hasn't turned his back on his oath, right?
No, he's still, like, helping people.
Yeah.
And like fighting monsters and righting wrongs and stuff. But it's very tough.
Yeah.
It's very lonely.
I do sort of like the idea, if it's sort of like, it is very, very tough, but the reason why you still do it is because you have become, there is no sun god anymore, but there is still you, and so you are like the surrogate for your god in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you've become to people, and people are still like afraid of you, and you're not gonna like stay in one place for long. But it's like the difference between like people who hear toss a coin to your Witcher and they think of the White Wolf, and then they actually meet Geralt and they're like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
But they can't, it's like they can't reconcile the two images in their head. You've got the last love of the sun, and then you have steady as it goes, and it's like, are you even the same person? Like, it's stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it hurts to look at him for too long.
Yeah. All right, so you'll take Ophelia's garland.
Mm-hmm. Take. And then Oathbound sits up over here.
Yeah, it'll just chill out over there until I figure out what it is it's supposed to do.